So in the beginning of Samson's story, we saw how his parents were faithful, and it was a glimmer of light. But now Samson's a little bit older, and he's going off to get married.
Yeah. So, again, Samson's parents, we see this encounter with Jesus. There's this glimmer of Jesus coming down, and the light and the hope that it brings, even though people haven't cried out to God for salvation. Then Samson is promised, and we have these three things that he's not supposed to do: touch dead animals, drink strong drink, or cut his hair. And so, as you said, Samson is getting married because he's seen a Philistine woman. The Philistines are their enemies, but he's seen this Philistine girl, and he is attracted to her. And this is Samson's weakness, right? He can't control himself, and so his parents try to dissuade him. Can you marry anyone in Israel? But he says, no, I have to marry this woman. And so they go through this process of having a marriage ceremony. Samson kills a lion, and then later goes back and touches the dead carcass. So he's breaking one of the things he's not supposed to do, that God told him not to do. And then he comes up with this riddle for the guests of the party, and they make this wager. The guests can't figure out the answer, and so they go to his wife and get his wife to ask Samson what the answer to the riddle is. And so she cries and gets him to tell her the answer. And then she tells the guests, and the guests tell Samson what the answer is. And Samson says this in verse 18. If you had not plowed with my heifer, you would have not found out my riddle. I don't know that I would ever even think to refer to my wife as a heifer. That seems like a really bad idea. But it does show us a little bit of the culture of the day. And so Samson storms off, kills 30 Philistine men to get their clothes, gives it to the guests of the party, and then in anger he went back home to the Israelites, and his wife was left there, and then her father gives his wife to the best man of the marriage, to him instead. And so Samson comes down to visit his wife, and she's married to another guy. He gets angry, catches 300 foxes, ties their tails together, sets them off into the and then sets them on fire, sets them off through the wheat fields, destroys the Philistines' crops, and makes everyone really angry. And that's where we're going to stop this week. We'll pick up Samson making the whole Philistine nation furious next week.